Hey guys, what's going on? Just getting set up here. I'm at a dealership here in St. Louis. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining today, as always. Yeah, I was at a I was working with a Hyundai and Nissan and Ford store Monday and Tuesday in Terre Haute. It's second time I've been out in 60 days. It was so rewarding, man. It's just great to work with automotive leaders like you guys who are, really just have a passion for being the best, and put their customer and their business first. It's just awesome. Those days when you just love what you do and who you get to work with. I'm in that zone right now. So it's awesome to have you guys. I'm gonna turn on my cam here. All right. There we go. All right, who do we got? Let me give you guys a shout out. Say hello and where are you? All right, we got Kurt Long in the house. Kurt, good to see you, my friend. Greg, welcome back, sir. Hey, David Tran. How you doing, buddy? I'm looking forward to our call. I think we have one on the map tomorrow, I believe. Very cool. Who else we got here? Tom Agresti. Hey, Tom. What's up, man?
What's up, Sean?
Good to see you, buddy.
Too.
Hey, Tom, do you want to, hey, by the way, I kind of went through the lease thing again last night.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I try give it a.
What's it looking like?
It's coming out pretty good. I may need to get a little consultation from you. Maybe we can ask the guys today.
I'd be happy to if you can give them a quick demo and say, hey, what's the level of interest, or if you think this would be useful.
Yeah, actually, exactly. Yeah, let's do that a little bit here real quick. Well, it's good timing. I mean, we're reaching so by the way, this is the 8th e-selling course that we're going to do. So we've got, so we'll be 2/3 through e-selling the whole cycle today. So we'll have 4 more weeks and then we'll be wrapping up. So I'm really excited to, kind of dive into where the rubber meets the road, right? Today's the memorable digital delivery. And then we're going to do the digital relationship development next week. And then we'll have 3 weeks left. And then that's where the rubber meets the road. And we're going to shoot for, serious implementation, Q&A, who wants to really take their e-selling to the next level. So that'll be fun. But yeah, let's show them, we'll show the guys the lease end sheet draft we've created, and see what they think about it.
Sounds good.
Tom, do you want to kind of explain what it is real quick while I pull it up?
Well, I had this idea and Sean also had the idea, and he had it related to internet leads where you basically, but I didn't have the way to do it. So Sean put it in a type form, and you basically get prompted with a series of questions and it generates an email or a text based on how you answered and what the scenario is. Is that a fair description of it?
Yeah.
So it'll generate the email for you, because we see that, it's tough to put together an email and there's a lot of different scenarios. So we had kind of a way to guide people. We put together a document for that, but it was still really hard for sales consultants to, construct the email itself. So this kind of auto constructs it for them.
Yeah. It's like, how much time does it take to really craft a really good email where, the punctuation's good, the grammar's right, you're delivering a really relevant and tailored message. And the goal is like to help you guys, save time, be more efficient, and not have to put a lot of thought into crafting these messages, because, obviously there's 2 sides of, sales success, right? There's the activities you do, and then there's also the messaging and how you do it. So if we can find ways to help you do more of the activities in the best possible way, then everyone wins, right? So Tom and I we've been working together on creating what we call like the perfect lease response generator. So when you have that availability, like when you have a customer's lease coming due, you'll be able to use this tool to kind of generate the perfect response and tailor it for that customer in super quick time. So what you're going to see is kind of the first draft of it. And there's certainly more work to be done, but I think, like I said, every time I go in there, I find like 4 or 5 things to improve. But anyway, we'd like your feedback to see like, hey, would you guys value this? How, would you want, how could you use this tool? And do you feel like this would, on a scale of 1 to 10, how useful could this be for you? So let me do a quick screen share and show it to you before we get into too far into the e-selling. So this is again, this is just the draft of it, but okay. So basically it's going to, how do you want to greet your customer? All right. So this is literally, if you want to say hi, hello, good morning, or you can hit other and put in your, own. Although I recommend kind of going with, the flow here. So let's do good afternoon since it's afternoon. So what's the customer's first name? Let's say Tom Agresti. All right. And oops, Agresti. That should just say last name. All right. I got to see right there. I just found something minor. All right. What's your job at the dealership? I'm going to say sales consultant. Okay. How many months left on the customer's lease? 3, let's say. Which store do I work at? Mercedes-Benz, Music City. What year is the customer's lease? Let's say 2017, right? Is that the right? Most of them are leased out there right now. Okay. What model might the customer be interested in? Let's say G-Wagon. Okay. So what reason are you reaching out to the customer? Because you're getting this information from Mastermind, right, guys? So I'm your new sales contact at the dealership, and I wanted to, so maybe that's your intro. So these different scenarios, Tom and Emily. Tom, who did you work with to get all these different scenarios?
I would say I did most of the work with Shannon, a little bit with Mastermind.
Awesome.
Yep.
So these are kind of the different scenarios that you would be reaching out for customers. So you select which one. And obviously, once you kind of get this down, you can hit a key on your keyboard to select it. So what open-ended question so the goal is like we're sending this customer an email. We want to get engagement on this, right? So what question would you want to ask? Could be something as simple as how do you want to communicate? Could be, oops, hold on 1 second, sorry. All right, and then the next one, what value statement will create value urgency? So we want to give the customer that motivation, right, to take action. So this kind of prefaces that. And, you'll notice I selected G-Wagon earlier. That's what will fill in at the end here once this is complete. And it's a smart form. So depending it's like a choose your own adventure book. So depending which options you select, it crafts a different, unique message. Okay, so let's say you want to create urgency because you only have, let's say you have a few G-Wagons, but they're super fast selling. Okay, so we hit that one. Or, like I said, there's a few scenarios. Or let's say, there we go. Let's say we want to create, hey, we've got a bunch of G-Wagons in stock because the last few places they went, maybe there's no G-Wagons elsewhere or whatever. All right, so then what are the next steps? Like, what do you want them to do after this? So here's some, like, let's say you decide you're going to send them a video. Hit that. And then basically, how do you want to sign off? Say best wishes. There you go. So now, right here, this is your subject line. So you just highlight Control-C, pop-up drive centric, paste that subject line right in your email. Here's the email message. Let's read it and see if it's coherent. Good afternoon, Tom. My name is Agresti. Oops. Oh, you're supposed to fit your name. My name is Sean Kelly. Anyway, so Agresti should have said Sean Kelly. That's my bad. I wanted to introduce myself and see if I can answer any questions or assist you in any way. How would you prefer to communicate? Phone, via text? We have a great selection of inventory right now, especially in the G-Wagon. That could maybe use a little honing. Please watch for personalized video. I'll be sending you to put a face with a name. Also, Tom, should we make a text also, like a shorter version of that via text for each thing?
I think the email is the main scenario. Let's get that straight and then talk about maybe text later.
Okay. Awesome. Yep. So I guess for you guys that are watching this, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? How would you use this on a scale of 1 to 10? How useful would that be to have? I mean, you saw how fast I created this personalized. I'm just pretend that says Sean Kelly, obviously. Is that a tool you guys would value? Would you be able to would that help you more effectively and more efficiently kind of go through Mastermind opportunities and engage potential lease turn-in customers? How do you guys feel about that tool? I'm gonna stop share now. Okay, Shannon, you like it? Awesome. Yeah, Fred. Oh wait, okay. So Fred, you're saying in the email, you would want to, are you saying you'd want to upload the proposal and then use that to send? Or are you saying you want to create an option to, are you saying you want to like offer, hey, we'd like to give you a proposal? How do you,
I think that's what he's getting at. Instead of a video, hey, we'll be sending you over a proposal or something, you know, along that line. You can, upload a proposal already created.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. We could add that, no doubt. Yeah, and once we so like I'm creating the initial version, the shell, the first draft, and then as you guys are using it, when you anytime you see something missing or you want to add to it, just message myself and Tom, and we'll make the change pretty quick. Okay, Trent. Oh, okay. So Fred's saying upload a proposal already created. Yeah, there is it's interesting. There is a field. Fred, I'll have to check. There's a field where we can upload like documents into that. The only thing is like we're copying and pasting it into the email text. So I'm not sure on that. So Tom, I'll have to do a little research on that. Fred proposal. I will definitely check on that. Let's see what else. Okay, when you're busy, if you could tweak it to work on mobile, it could be useful. Oh, so Trent, you're thinking, okay, you would, Trent wants a text message pop out too. Is that what you're saying, Trent? Oh, are you saying the questionnaire? Yeah, Trent, that definitely can work on mobile. Yeah, in fact, like if I was to pull up that link on my mobile browser, it would look like, here, I'll give an example. Yeah, it'll look like this real quick. Here we go. By the way, I'm doing today here at this dealership, I'm doing workshops on walk around presentations. Oh, sorry. So yeah, if you did it on your mobile device, it would look like that in the end. So yeah, we could definitely, you'll be able to do that right from your mobile phone. And Tom, maybe that's also where the texting comes in is valuable too.
Yeah.
If they could.
And with the proposal, just FYI, Sean, we're pretty close to probably going with AutoFi. Fred liked it a lot. Cool. So I think with AutoFi, you could include the link to the proposal.
Yeah, actually.
So that's something that can be done too.
Yeah, Fred actually made, so this idea kind of came from, there's a dealer group in Ohio I was coaching, and we wanted to make help their BDC be more efficient and effective with their first response on internet leads. So we actually, ironically enough, they have AutoFi. And so we basically so for every internet lead, it breaks down, is it a new car best price, used car best price, new car trade-in value customer, used car condition customer, whatever the customer scenario is, right? And any time that it's a price or a trade-in thing, the BDC, so they use this similar situation. It pops up the first internet lead response, and then they insert AutoFi links into it. They've had a massive spike in AutoFi utilization since they started doing that. So yeah, we can definitely, they'll still have to go and create the AutoFi link on that car. But yes, we can definitely do that. Yeah, so we don't have to do one in Drive Centric. That's a good point. All right, awesome, guys. Any other feedback, just throw it in there. I appreciate you guys checking that out. This is good stuff. So yeah, we'll keep working on that. And Tom, Friday, we should have the first draft done, and we'll launch testing officially at the store shortly after. Sound good, guys? All right, let's dive into our e-selling course today. All right, so today's e-selling course is probably, it's going to be simple, and it's not going to take the usual hour. And here's why, okay? Because what we're going to talk about today is not really, it's not as complicated as some of the other topics. And what I mean by that is today's topic is all about the memorable digital delivery. We've been trained and conditioned in in selling cars to try to make our customers happy, because we know that if we have happy customers, we get repeat customers, we get repeat business, right? And ultimately, we look at every sale as one sale. But I want you guys to remember the saying, because understanding this saying kind of changed my life. And it's when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I want you to change the way you look at your deliveries, all right? Because there's this thing that, and my mentor showed me this, and it really interested me. There's this arrow inside this FedEx box, on the FedEx box, there's a FedEx logo, all right? And I'm going to show it to you real quick. It's pretty interesting once you know this is there. Hold on, share screen, flip over real quick. All right, so you should be looking at my FedEx logos I just Googled. So when you look at this FedEx logo, there's an item within this logo. There's actually a picture. And some people see it right away, some people don't. How many of you guys, give me a hand raise if you are aware of the picture or the shape, the item that's in the FedEx logo, hidden within the FedEx logo. When you look at that FedEx logo. Trent, tell them what it is, my friend. Go ahead. Yep. It is I don't know why I can't open it. All right, it is the arrow. So there's an arrow right, and no matter what I click, it just does that. So there's an arrow right there between the E and the X, okay? Now, if you weren't aware, now give me a hand raise if you weren't aware that there was an arrow between the E and the X. I had no clue that was there, all right? Now that you're aware it's there, you're always going to see it, right? So when you change the way you look at this thing now, this FedEx, and by the way, the arrow for FedEx represents momentum. It represents forward progress. It represents growth. Like it's there for a reason. So now it makes you think differently about FedEx as a whole. And every time you look at the FedEx logo, you will notice that. And that's what I want you to see your deliveries as today. I want you guys to look at your deliveries as not just a happy customer that we're creating right now. I want you to look at your deliveries as a chance for you to build your brand, attract more of your ideal customers, engage with, generate extreme amount of future sales, okay? Fill your sales funnel with new and fresh opportunities. There's one of my favorite books on sales I've read, and I try to read I try to read 2 books a month, so I try to read between 20 and 30 books a year. And, so I always try to, okay, what is my favorite thing from this book that I can share with the world and make a positive impact? One of my favorite books on sales was a prospecting book by a guy named Jeb Blount called Fanatical Prospecting. And he talks about, so in that book, he talks about the laws of prospecting. And one of the laws that Jeb shares, he calls it the pipeline lifeline law. And in the pipeline lifeline law basically states that the prospecting efforts you do today will almost never pay off today. It's almost always you're planting a seed for the future. And the pipeline lifeline law also kind of breaks down your sales effectiveness to simple math, which simply is this, right? When you guys look at the drive-centric pipeline, you look at you've got your leads, you've got your engaged, your visits, your proposal, your sold, your delivered. That pipeline is your lifeline, right? So knowing that our prospecting efforts we do today are going to pay off long term, he says 30 to 120 days later for most prospecting efforts. And I'm not talking about an internet lead you got today and the customer's like, I want to buy a car right now. Those are hot in-market shoppers. I'm talking about the other prospecting that if we really want to be successful and be, light years above the average, the norm, if we want to, master our craft, right? And dominate our roles, as you guys say. If we want to dominate our roles, we've got to do some additional prospecting. We got to have that long-term mindset. But the math side of this is interesting because, he talks, so you've got, on the one side, you've got delayed gratification, which, I'm doing something to not get anything right now. But on the other side of it, you've got the simple math equation. And he states that for every opportunity that leaves your pipeline, for you to have steady sales, if you want to maintain where you're at, for every deal or opportunity that leaves your pipeline because they bought a car or they bought somewhere else or they just disappear into the ether, whatever happens, you want to have one coming in. So one out, one in, and then you'll maintain where you're at. So for instance, if you sell 10 luxury automobiles a month right now, and let's say you have 30 deals that come into your pipeline every month and you have 30 that go out of it, if you always maintain that level, then you're always going to have 10 sales. So the pipeline lifeline law says, okay, if I want to double my sales, simple math, right? Now I need to get 60 opportunities into my sales pipeline because now I'm doubling the input. And then if I have, let's say I have 30 leaving it, now I've still got 30 left in it, which create, and that's where we start seeing positive growth. It's a simple premise. So what you're probably like, Sean, what does this have to do with the memorable digital delivery? When we change the way we look at our deliveries and we say, you know what, if I just do a few little different things in my deliveries, I can put more more opportunities into my pipeline. When I sell one car, I can bring in 10, 15, 20 sales, right? I can fill that pipeline with more opportunities than left it. Number one. Number two, it's a delayed gratification. I'm going to set myself up for future success. You know, we've got to sell cars right now today, and we also have to sell cars tomorrow. So I want you guys to be doing both simultaneously. And in the very beginning, we talked about hunting, farming, and engineering. And a lot of times we're just hunting for that next kill, and we don't plant seeds for the future. And are we really engineering? Meaning, are you using the technology and the tools that are free, that are available to you, that are at your disposal as part of your process and routine? So here's one simple and powerful way you can do just that. All right. And it is with the delivery. It's with delivery photos, delivery videos. It's creating a memorable digital delivery. All right. And I want to give you guys some best practices on how to ask. Okay. I want to give you guys some best practices on how to ask people to give you testimonial videos and delivery photos. I want to give you guys messaging verbiage, right? Like a framework to use in your delivery photos and in your testimonial videos that you can use to follow to really generate more of your ideal client. And that's really the goal of today. So I'm going to show you guys some examples and how we can make them better. So let me give you guys the microphone and ask you guys a quick question. What is the value? Like if a customer does a delivery photo, if they're willing to be in a picture of the vehicle with you and for you, let you post it on social media or them post it on social media, what's the real value in that? How do you think, what is the real value in that? You know, and obviously it's more memorable for the customer, right? That's part of it, but what else? Why am I saying that this is like a step in the sales process in 2020? What are your thoughts on that, guys? What is the real value in that? If I said, hey, this isn't just something you're doing because your manager wants you to, this could be a game changer in your whole career. Why would I say that? All right, so we've got a couple chats here. Let's see what we got here. All right, so, I gotta stop sharing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so show trust. Oh man, absolutely. Anthony, the name of the book, I'll post it in here for you. It's called Fanatical Prospecting by Jed Blount. Great book, man. If you really want to change up your prospecting game, it's a great one. Yeah, Eric, I love what Eric said here. If I'm willing to be in a picture with you and put that on social media for the world to see, absolutely. I am saying I trust you. You know, I trust you because yeah, what you put on the internet, right, doesn't go away. So if they're willing to do that for you, they definitely trust you. Yeah, Steve, absolutely. You know, interestingly enough, you know, it's like, go back to the 5, 10 years, like 10, 15 years ago selling cars. How do we ask for referrals? Some of the best talk tracks sounded like this. Tell me if you guys, give me a hand raise if you've heard this talk track. I'll tell you what, when you're out showing your friends and family your new car, let me know who's the most, would you be willing to let me know who is the most jealous or most interested, who maybe I could serve as well? Would you be willing to, if I reached out to you and asked you that, would you be willing to send those people to me or give them? That was one of my favorite, talk tracks way back when. So almost always your customers are like, oh yeah, of course. I mean, I know salespeople that used to call every delivery later on and ask them that, and were very effective at getting some referrals. Oh, my neighbor really liked my car. Okay, cool. What's their number? Can I help them? So that was the way to do it way back when, or one of the strategies. Nowadays with social media, the equivalent of that, and if someone's willing to give you their neighbor, they clearly trust you. I mean, Eric's spot on. So if they post for you on social media and their friends and family, when the friend or family clicks like or heart or comments on it, they're taking their time and energy into acknowledging that. That's the same thing as them showing their car, their Mercedes, their G-Wagon to the neighbor, and the neighbor going, that's an awesome car. Where'd you get it? Oh, you got to go see my sales. That's true. Trust, absolutely. Referral helps build trust with potential customers and generates referrals. Exposure, yeah, absolutely. And by the way, this you guys, how many of you guys have seen, give your hand raise, you've seen Glenn Ross, where he's got AIDA, right? Awareness, interest, action, decision, action. It's pretty funny. It's so true though. People, how can you get your ideal customers to be aware of who you are? I mean, your ideal customers are out there, but are they just going to stumble into your lot? I mean, when I say ideal customer, we already defined your target audience, your niche customer, right? We created in the first few e-selling classes, we created your value proposition so you could attract more of your ideal customer. So if I'm your ideal customer, who do I likely hang out with? Who am I friends with and connected with on social media? More of your ideal customer. That's the crazy part about this, is that birds of a feather flock together. So when you guys, that's more value, and Steve, that's how you get the referrals and sell more of your ideal customer, is because if I'm connected to 100 people that you would like to sell cars to, and me as a coach in the car business, I'm connected to a bunch of, automotive leaders, salespeople, sales managers, stuff like that. So if I was someone's ideal customer, most likely my network online would be too. So ultimately, that's the power in getting them to post for you. And I'm going to show you guys again, but yeah, I mean, there's trust there. You're getting your message, you're creating awareness by getting your message out there. That's Anthony's, the exposure, fanatical. Yeah. And then, all right, so let me show you guys some, let's see here. Let me bust out some actual delivery photos and we'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when you post a delivery photo, and I was sharing some just recently from some of my stores, I want to ask you guys your opinions on them. So there's two pieces to social media content. All right, there's the verbiage, the message, and then there's the activity that happened. All right, the picture is telling a story, the message is giving direction. All right, and you kind of want them to do both simultaneously. So I want you guys to have effective, memorable deliveries that, so check this one out here, that also generate business for you. All right, so what are your opinions of this picture here? What story is that telling you right there? So when you see this picture, what story is this telling you? That's what I want to ask you guys. How do these people feel about the purchase? What's the level of trust? And now let's look over, let's see what the message was, okay? Thanks again to the Leak family. You loved your last Camry so much that you chose a new one. I have the greatest customers. Some days I love this job. All right, so that messaging, how does that make you feel? Imagine you're the Leak family's friend, all right? You're the Fawcett's. You're because again, birds of a feather flock together, right? So the Leaks are hanging out with the Fawcett family. They're connected on Facebook. So you're the Fawcett family. You just saw this, and you've got a 3 or 4 year old vehicle in your driveway. Now my question for you. So how does that make you feel? Think about that through the lens of the friend of this customer. But I got to ask you guys, what action? So is this AIDA, right? Is this awareness? Is this creating awareness? Is this creating interest? Are you finding out about interest? What action? Is there action? Is the customer, what decisions should the Fawcett family make from watching this? Will they make a decision? What do you guys think's missing from this message? Again, great picture. Again, there's a message here, and I'm not saying it's bad or good, but I'm curious, what's missing from it? What could make this even better? Let me get you guys your input on that real quick. Okay, we've got a comment here. I'm switching over to my chat. Yeah, okay, Shannon's thinking high level of trust. Salesperson. Steve, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with Steve on that, man. No salesperson. It's hard to know who to look for when the salesperson's not there. By the way, Chris, I love this guy. I've been coaching him for a long time. I think I've shown you guys some of the videos. He often does delivery videos where he will get his customers to sing and hula hoop, and I'm going to show you something like that too, no doubt. But yes, the picture of this would be more effective if he himself was in the picture. There's no doubt. Also, what else is missing, guys? There's something else missing from this. Anyone want to take another guess? Steve's definitely right. I agree. There's something else missing. Okay, that's all right. No guesses. I'll give you guys the answer here. So we are missing I know sometimes name of the dealership. Shannon, that's astute. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good one. And it's funny. I wouldn't have maybe even mentioned that just because simply I know the dealership, and I see their logo. But when you look at that logo, you don't necessarily know that dealership from that logo. That's a great point. You know, so is the dealership tagged in this photo? You know, you can, to Shannon's point, when you make your posts, all right, certainly tag your dealership in that post, because that will hit the dealership social media too. And then the customer knows where to go. Because if the customer now knows what dealership it's at, more likely to see them, right? What else is missing? If you were the Fawcett family, would you take action here? All right, change your role for a moment. Let's say you're Chris. What action do you want the Fawcett family to take? So if you guys were the salesperson here, what do you want the Leak family, what do you want the Leak family's friends and family and connections to do after seeing this? What action would you want them to take? Well, in a perfect world, what would their customers do? So share it. Okay, Fred, that's a absolute, man. If you can get their friends and family, hey, okay, so let's talk about that, Fred. Fred wants, and I love that idea. Fred wants the Leak family's friends and connections to share this photo. So what would you say in the message? How would you change this message over here, Fred, in order to, like, what would you say? What would you add to this to get their people to share it? That's all right, Trent, don't sweat it, man. All right, bud, you're going for 20, man. It's going to be a record month for you, Trent. It's awesome. It's so cool to see. All right, so what would you guys add to this? I think, so that I'm going to just, right there is missing. We're missing a call to action. We need one of the elements to your delivery photo messaging or delivery video messaging needs to be a call to action. So basically tell them what you want to do. Tell them to share, hey, let's help the Leak family celebrate this by share this photo. You know, that's a big one. Absolutely. Another good call to action is, hey, if you're like Trent and you've got your own website, or if you're like Steven and you've got a Facebook group, Steve Carter, if you've got something, send them there. You know, like, and it could be to your dealership's website. Although keep in mind, sending them to the dealership's website, if you create a lead, it might not come to you, right? So, you know, that's where the value in having your own. But if everyone's working together and doing this consistently, you can. I mean, leveraging social media as a team, guys. I mean, imagine if every salesperson at your store does delivery photos for every sale possible, and every one of you guys shares each other's delivery photos every time. How many more eyeballs do you get in front of? But yeah, absolutely a call to action. Tell the customer what action they should take. Hey, if you like the Leak's new car and you might be in the market soon too, share, you know, hey, here's another one, guys. Put in your comments, you know, give me a comment of what you're driving now. I mean, how many people would give you a comment saying what they're driving now? And right then and there, they're asking for you to reach out to them. That's the next thing that I'm going to say is missing here. As I look at these replies, I'm not seeing engagement from the salesperson. So see who's clicking like here, right? Is Chris? You know, so there's an opportunity for the salesperson. Guys, when you post on social media, that's you putting, you're putting the sugar out if you want to get those ants, right? If you want to get the bees, you're putting the honey out. If you want to get the deer, this is you putting out the salt. But you can't stop there, all right? Because all you've done is created awareness. The goal is to create interest and then get people to take action. And that, my friends, is that you've got to weave that in your messaging, you know? So, you know, when someone posts and I click like, and then I'm gonna reply to them. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna reply, I'm gonna say, Mike, or so he says, you the man, Mr. Sims. Mike R, you know, isn't Chris the best? I'm doing it for Chris, and he wouldn't mind. I've actually, okay, check this out. Isn't Chris the best? All right. So when he says yes, I might say, have you gotten a car from Chris yet? And then he may say yes, he may say no. If he says no, I might ask him, when are you going to get your next car? And will you go to Chris? And if he says yes, what did we just do? We just turned this customer, the Leak family who just left his sales pipeline. Now we just added one more into it, just like that, with a couple. How long does it take to send three, you know, literally to send that one message, guys? It's a powerful tool. And when you get really good and efficient at this, so check out this too, all of these likers and commenters, all these guys are leads. I'm changing the way you look at this. Is the arrow inside the FedEx label for a delivery photo right here. So Jeff, he owns the dealership. We're not going to message him. He's a salesperson at the dealership. This is great. You can see the support, guys. Like this is, I want you to understand these guys here all work at that dealership. So they're liking and sharing each other's content to create engagement. By the way, their cost of acquisition because of their social media initiative has dropped severely since we started this social media campaign, everyone working together. Cost of acquisition is how much it costs for you to get a customer in the door or a lead. But I'm looking at the likes and the comments. Okay. Yep, Steve, absolutely. That's right. Yep, Steve just touched on another element that's missing, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Absolutely. There's not a lot about the leak family here. So we're definitely going to touch on that. So what you want to do is when you post a delivery photo or delivery video, I want you to go in, I want you to create that engagement by giving them a call to action. And then what you're going to do, like, so in that message, you're going to tell them to do something. And then all the people that click like and comment, you're going to reply to the comments. Takes a couple seconds, it's not long. And then you're going to open up the menu of likers, all right? And you're going to look and you're going to ask yourself this question: which of these customers can I potentially sell a car to? And any that you say, okay, I could sell Chantel Jones. Chantel, I don't know, what's that name. So I friend request him. Why? Because once he accepts your friend request, he's more likely to see your ongoing social media content. So I may have just added another customer into my funnel without, and passively, right? So as I'm passively posting delivery photos, memorable digital deliveries, now Chantel's seeing it over and over and over. And Chantel remembers that I'm the one that sold the leak family. And because Chantel, birds of a feather flock together, if I really enjoyed working with the leaks, maybe he's a kitchen sink, and I'm just making bad joke, sorry guys. And now he's seeing my content over and over. And guys, there's 81, what is it? 62 potential opportunities here. And all we have to do is click a button and add friend and send them a message. And, so like if I'm already connected with someone, so let's say, by the way, Steve Kuhn's one of the managers there, but let's just say I do this. Hey, Steve, check this out. So here's a way you can direct message someone who clicked like. Man, it's crazy lag here, sorry. I think it's my computer more than the internet. All right, check this out. Steve, all right, Steve. So this is a private message. See at the top, sharing private message. Steve, thanks for clicking like on the new Camry, the leak spot. You work with me the next time you want a new or pre-owned Toyota. Guys, this is e-selling. This is a lead, my friends, if I look at it as such. See what I'm saying? Social media. Now, let me ask you this. Anyone feel that, oh my God, Sean, you're cyber stalking this guy. This is intrusive. What are you doing? Any of you uncomfortable with what I just did there? I mean, it's okay if you are. I'm curious. Any discomfort there? What are your thoughts? How do you guys feel about that? To me, the first positive, okay. So let me address this. I do want to point some, okay, the discretion there is more upscale. Okay, I see where Steve's coming from. All right, here's what I want you to understand, guys. How many of you guys, when a customer this, again, I want you to change the way you look at things a little bit here. When a customer pulls, like, let's say I pull in my wife's Explorer because I'm coming to look at a Mercedes, and I'm an Army veteran. So let's say I have Army bumper sticker on my car. How many of you guys would have no problems bringing that up to me? Real question. So I I see you got an Army bumper. How many of you guys use bumper stickers as a way to find common ground or build rapport? Maybe you're into guns and you see an NRA, probably not a lot of bumper stickers on Mercedes, right? But how many of you guys okay, Caleb Clemens, he's like, I have no problem using a bumper sticker. Why are you cool with the bumper sticker, Caleb? What are your thoughts on that? It's interesting because the bumper sticker, I'm putting it out there, it's public knowledge. Guess what? If I put it on social media and Facebook, it's also public knowledge. You guys said it earlier. I'm not going to let you post something on, okay, unless it's political. Yeah, don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Although I think Fred could pull that off, man. I feel like he's pretty diplomatic. But that's real life. If they're willing to post for you on social media, you have a degree of trust. If a customer is putting something on social media, they don't fear the content being viewed by anyone, by strangers, by anyone. If they did, they wouldn't post it. I promise you, they wouldn't post it on social media. And if they did, they would have a private profile. So all the people that it's letting me click follow or add friend or message, they've let that option sit there. They have left it open. So essentially, like on LinkedIn, for instance, people can choose to block invites if they want and random messages, or they can choose to leave it open. LinkedIn asks them. So I want you guys to look at someone putting themselves on social media as a bumper sticker. They're saying, check out my face. This is Facebook, or this is LinkedIn. They're saying, check LinkedIn. Think about that. It's about connecting with people. Twitter is about tweeting, putting yourself out there. Guys, if I'm posting on social media, the mindset is that it's out there for public. I promise you will, and keep in mind, let's say maybe there's a small, tiny fraction of people, I don't know what it is, you tell me, maybe it's 2%, maybe it's 0.5%, that will say, why did you message me? How dare you? All they're gonna do is block you, man, done. You can't saw wood without sawdust, just like you can't e-sell without maybe annoying someone. But at the end of the day, guys, as long as you're professional and you live by your dealership's brand, you're going to create a bigger stream of opportunities than you can ever imagine for yourself. Okay. And now let's go back to the message for a moment, and address Steve's point here, because Chris, okay, he's doing a great job showing appreciation. That's huge. But there's an element missing about the Leak family. So here's what I want you guys, this is the story I want you to tell in your messaging. What did you enjoy most? What did you appreciate most and like most about working with this particular customer? Tell that story in your delivery photo, all right? And that is critical, because when you do that, when you say, this is what I enjoyed most about this customer, basically other customers that feel that they're the same way will want to be included in that. They'll see that there's a match. Does that make sense? Oh, he likes working with me because I play golf, or he liked working with my friend, my brother, whoever my connection on Facebook is. He liked working with them because my brother plays golf. I play golf. He would like to work with me. It creates a new connection, a network. They're more likely to take interest in working with you. Now check this out. All right, great. Now let's look at this message. This one's a little more robust. Okay, so great time catching up with a buddy. Steve Ressler from Drive Centric texted me. Sorry, I got ignored. Great time catching up with a buddy and helping him into a lease of this beautiful 2020 1500. Congratulations, Mike Brown, the new truck. Side note, if you're looking for the best, so check this out right here. This is great. If you're looking for the best HVAC guy in Central Ohio, hit him up to see what he can do for you. You guys know Killian, for those of you that, Killian Davis. So Killian, there's a premise called law of reciprocity. If you help others, they'll want to help you back. Killian Davis, for instance, he's starting a new Facebook show where he's going to actually video interview his customers. He's going to video interview his customers on Facebook. And so the most successful people he sells, he's going to call it this show, Killing It with Killian. So we were coaching on this last week. And so Killing It with Killian is going to be a show, and he's going to interview successful people he sells Mercedes to and talk all about them. It's a great, right? And right here, you can see Jordan's doing that. He's telling the customer's base that, hey, here's an HVAC guy. Just in doing that right there, his customer's probably like, wow, man, that was really nice of Jordan to do that for me. And guys, when you're e-selling and you're building a massive social media following, you can leverage that to help other people's businesses. And in turn, they'll be willing to help yours. That's what he's doing here. Now he's got a good call to action. So let's see if it's good. If you or anyone you know would like to see how to get your car new or pre-owned vehicle. Okay. So he's letting people know what he does. His awareness, the awareness he's creating is going up a few notches. Great incentives, help you with the deal. Okay. So he's trying to go after customers that want a great deal. Also notice his deal with dupe thing. So Jordan's all about, he loves helping people that love to deal. That's not my ideal customer, but I love that he loves that. He's got his little hashtag deal with dupe. Contact me or come in. So this is it's a good call to action, but do you guys think it could be a little more specific? Hey, contact me via message here on Facebook. That's what I might do. Or, hey, you can call me here or come in. You know, like coming in, you may or may not see him. But that's and by the way, he's started a Facebook group, and I don't know, about 3 months ago, I think. And he's got I think he's up to around, I think Jordan's up to around 100, 150 members now. So it's growing pretty good now. Okay. Check this out. This is Steve, to Steve's point earlier. He said, we got to make it more, oops, sorry about that. We got to make it more about the customer. Okay, so hold on one second. Sorry, head back. But one of the things it says right there, what is happening? Okay, so one of the things it says right there, man, I'm ugly. I feel bad for you guys having to look at me. All right, so check this. I'm just joking. All right, check this out. Here's another. Here's HK. By the way, this is one of your own. Okay, HK torrents there. But we'll talk about HK in just a second. Let me show you that last Jordan ones here. All right. Okay, so it was a pleasure working with you guys and seeing your kids' beautiful artwork. Think about that, guys. He's getting to know his customers personally. Again, he's missing from the picture. I agree with that. He could definitely be in that picture. But yes, make it about your customer. You know, so a couple things. Definitely make it about the customer. What do you like most about the customer? Another thing you want to include in your comments. How did they find you? If you say they walked into my lot here in Birmingham, because like Birmingham has 2 locations, right? What, Irondale's one of them, I think, is what you guys call it. I've just been watching your videos and learning about you guys. So imagine it's Irondale, I think is that what it's called? So if you said they came to our Irondale location, which is where I met them. So when you're telling that story, explain how your customers can find you. Hey, they were on our website, Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham, Irondale, whatever the site is. Post that link, right? They were on our website and they found this new G-Wagon. Share with the followers, the community, how they can connect with you. Or, hey, they called in, they called our main number and I was lucky enough to answer the phone. And so talk about how you connected with them. Explain what you like most about that customer, and then have that call to action at the end. And there's one more thing you're going to want to sandwich in. There's one more element to this, which is, what problem did the customer have and how did you help solve it? All right. So enjoy the extra room. All right. So let's talk about this. They needed more space, right? So he could have elaborated a little bit on that. They just, as you can see, they have a growing family, and the Toyota Corolla they were driving just wasn't cutting it anymore. They knew we had a large selection of vehicles with more room in them. You see how tell that story, because why? Do you think that couple there with their kids, how many friends are they connected to on Facebook that are around their age that have growing families with the same problem? Birds of a feather flock together. This is a memorable digital delivery. The customers aren't going to forget it. And now we can attract our ideal customer. We can attract more of those ideal customers, but we have to have the right messaging out there. We have to put the message out there, or it doesn't produce the desired results. A lot of people they do activities and they don't get the results they're looking for. And it's often because it's not because that activity doesn't work. It's because the messaging, the way they're doing that activity needs to improve. So that's again, these are just ways to improve here. Okay, HK. By the way, I love the multitude of pictures that he's posting. Like, that's really nice. John Bailey's really good at that too. And it's crazy. By the way, I sent HK an accountability buddy. HK, are you in here, buddy? Give me a hand raise if you are, man. It's okay if you're not. I'll hit you up later. But I sent him an accountability buddy text message the other night, because I was like, HK, May 2nd, man. I was like, what's going on? It's been like, have you not selling Mercedes? I know he is, but where's your stuff? This is getting stale. Remember, social media is like a wheel that keeps turning. Every time you post something, you go to the top of that wheel. But when I post, now you've turned. And when the next post comes, so what happens is you end up on the bottom of that wheel pretty quick. And that's why the saying that I want to share with you guys, consistency compounds. 2 words. Consistency compounds, because that right there, my friends, if you consistently post it, you stay at the top of that wheel and you reach what's called in marketing effective frequency. Your sales, your deliveries, they're not just there to sell a car and create a memorable experience for your customer. They're there for you to market yourself. If the tree falls in the woods and no one's around, doesn't make a sound. Every delivery is a chance for you to show the world how happy you've made a customer. And I know every time you guys take care of a customer, they're pretty happy. I've seen your CSI, and I know how impactful the experiences are with your customers. So guys, for the love of God, share that with the world, man. That's why the internet is here. That's why the social media is a gift that has been given to us. You guys have these tools that it's for the first time in the auto industry. And if you're not leveraging them, you're choosing to hunt and maybe even farm, but you're choosing not to engineer, and you're just missing out on this big piece. Let me go to the comments. What are you guys so far opinions and thoughts? And we're going to wrap up with a delivery video content. Sean, I meant the call to action. What are your opinions so far? What are your takeaways so far? How can you improve your memorable and digitize your delivery? What action items will you guys do from this so far? All right, so let's read some of the comments here. Yeah, okay, so post about the leak. Yeah, Steve, I agree with that. Post, make it about them. In your comments, maybe in your in your comments and your messaging, just connect with those people and ask them, hey, will you let me help you like I help the leaks in the future? Sean, I meant the call to action in the initial posting diminishes the expression of appreciation by the salesperson. Interesting. Well, Steve, interesting. Let me ask you. Let me challenge that with a coaching question. Imagine this for a sec. Let's say I just totaled my car yesterday, and let's say I haven't bought a car in 5 years. I have no clue. I don't have a salesperson that I trust. I don't know someone in the car business. That happens all the time, right? There's someone who needs a car and they don't know who to go to. They don't know who to trust. It can be a luxury automobile. And then all of a sudden, I see a delivery photo, but there's no call to action. Do I say, man, I'm going to reach out to that salesperson? Listen, guys, Steve, there's no perfect formula, and we never, again, can't make everyone happy all the time. But to your point, Steve, I want to challenge that thought process to simply say, how do we increase the odds? How do we stack the deck in our favor? Because the saying, like, and I heard this, you've heard the saying, in business, you got to be lucky. In fact, so Bill Sturritz, so he was the founder of Rothlin Purina. All right. So he bought a G90 from me when I was at my Hyundai store. And I asked him when they first came out, it was like the first G90. And I was like, hey, here's a multimillionaire, I think maybe even a billionaire. And I wanted to ask him, I was like, I always ask very successful people, I'm kind of like Killian, like, what's your best piece of advice? And he said to me, you don't got to be smart in life to get ahead. You got to be effing, and he used the F word. I thought it was very unprofessional, but anyway, he said, you got to be effing lucky is what he said. And I thought about that and, long and hard, but at the end of the day, we create our own luck. It's all the little things we do that create our own luck. It's if you have that call to action, did you guarantee success? No. Did you maybe set it up to where you maybe diminish your appreciation a little bit? Your perceived appreciation, maybe. But how much did you increase the odds that someone says, you know what, I will reach out to that guy? Or should he message me, I'm more likely to take action. Give them the path, man. Make it easy for people. That's what I'm gonna challenge you to believe on that, all right, let's talk about delivery videos for a sec, all right? There's the delivery video, and we'll kind of wrap up with the digital delivery. And again, I posted, this is a really, by the way, this guy, William McCormick, he's one of the top salespeople in his automotive group, really just phenomenal guy. He's habitually, religiously is doing delivery. You don't see him sell a car. A day doesn't go by where he doesn't do that. But let's talk about the delivery video. So there's one of the reasons we talked about already, benefits to doing a delivery photo is because a photo is worth 1,000 words, right? When you go to Disney World and you want to remember it, you take pictures. So we can help our customers remember their purchasing experience by doing delivery photos. Now, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Video, okay, 1 minute of video, they say, is worth 1.2 million words, okay, 1 minute of video, in terms of data bits that your brain has to process to watch 1 minute of video. So the reason I'm sharing that with you is because, knowing that how much more memorable is video than looking at a picture. So basically, when you want to really take I guess your e-selling to that next level, you're going to start doing delivery videos. And delivery videos are, the hard part, there's two things, barriers I coach people on when it comes to this. Number one is, how do I ask for that without, because it's kind of is it a big ask for our customers? And number two is, the other side is like, what do I get the customer to say? and I'll share with for those of you guys that weren't in the first e-selling class, or the one where I kind of just, I touched on this briefly. I want to make sure you have the Scrooge method. All right. So the Scrooge method for getting a delivery video is very simple, or it's the content in it. But the ask is, the ask is important too. So let's touch on both those. First is the ask. All right. What do you want to accomplish? Like you as the sales associate, what do you want to accomplish in your career this month, this year? What we have to understand is the human psyche is that people want to be part of a cause. They want to be part of a mission. People value being a part of something bigger than themselves. And I think a lot of times we don't use that. We don't leverage that in our interactions with our people. Like, for instance, I want to share with you guys my mission. My mission is to bring coaching to the car business, all right? So I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. I won't stop until I have helped many, many managers transform into, really hone their ability to coach, communicate, and positively impact the lives of their employees. That's my mission, all right? I would ask for you guys for your help for that. Every one of you guys, from Fred to Tom, you can help with that by simply letting people know that you've got a coach and how I'm helping you. If you would just do that, that would mean the world to me. All right. So now, real life, and you may not like me. If you're in this, I hope you like me. But how many guys, give me a hand raise, how many guys would be willing to help me in my mission to bring coaching to the car business simply by telling an automotive friend of yours that you enjoy having a coach? Give me a hand raise if you'd be willing to share. And I know some of you guys who've already done this for me. So I already know there's people in here that are going to raise their hand. So give me a hand raise. How many guys would be willing to help me share in my mission? This isn't by the way, this isn't a marketing ad for me. I want you to convert this to your car selling, all right? So bear with me. Give me a hand raise. Anyone in here? All right, well, there's at least 5 people in here that I know have personally introduced me to other dealers, all right? So I just want to point that out, all right? So here's the deal. Oh, you got 3 hand raises. Awesome, thank you guys. That means a lot. By the way, just to prove to you that I'm not even going to look at who those hand raises are. This is not for me. This is for you guys, all right? So I don't even want to know. But that is my mission. Now, how do you feel? Those of you that are willing to help me with my mission, how did you feel about being willing to help me? Man, did it make you feel good a little bit? Guys, when we're part of something bigger, we get a hit of dopamine. Our brains reward us for that because now we're helping. It goes back to survival instinct. The human instinct is to survive, right? So when you help someone else out with their purpose, their cause, so think about this. Are you sharing your cause with your customers? And if you did, how could you ask for help? And whether it's, I want to get a house for myself and my fiance, it would mean the world to me if you could help me do that all right, whatever your mission or cause is, I want to make sure that every customer who buys a luxury automobile gets the best possible experience and gets treated like they're buying the most expensive Mercedes on the market. Maybe that's your mission. So how do you want your customers to help you accomplish that mission? So clarify that with your customers. And then that's how you go into asking them for a testimonial video. So would you be willing to help me with that? Yes, I would. Awesome. So the best way for you to help me with that is for you to make a 30-second video talking about your experience working with me today. That's the ask. Okay. That's just a great way of asking. And very few people, unless they're super uncomfortable, they won't. And by the way, don't be like, oh my God, if I don't get it, I'm losing. If they say no, who cares? You can't get it if you don't ask, right? So mother of all lost sales is an unasked question. So ask. If they say yes, if they seem uncomfortable, don't make them do it. Geez. But that right there. So you get the yes on that. Okay, let's see what Steve says. Okay. I would wait for some responses, then post a video about myself and then the dealership. Okay, Steve, that's an awesome idea. That's a great idea. Steve's saying post first, get some responses, then post a video saying, oh, hey, for all those you guys who clicked like, great idea. All right, so, okay, so how you ask. And by the way, would any of you guys, if you would want to see that in a, like as far as that ask in a script, like I'm happy to give you guys that. I have that script. I've actually got 3 steps, 3 different ways of asking for a testimonial video I can share with you guys, but that's I think it's the goal ask. The purpose ask is one of them. But I'll share that with you guys. I'll actually upload that to the e-selling group later tonight or tomorrow at the latest. Let me take a note of that. The last thing is let's talk about the verbiage in the testimonial videos. All right, so the testimonial video verbiage is, and I'll post some examples of those videos too. It's simple, the Scrooge method, past, present, future. All right, so Scrooge method, Past, present, future. All right. So basically it's before working with me, how did you feel about, shopping for a luxury automobile? How did you feel about car shopping before you met me? And then they'll say something like, well, I left the last two dealerships because whatever reason, or it was stressful, or there was so much information out there and I didn't know I thought I was going to pick out the right vehicle, but I did. They'll say where they failed. Then present is, okay, today, what was the experience like? That's the second question you ask them. They'll say, oh man, working with Fred was amazing. Well, Fred's GM, he probably, but working with Trent was awesome. Working with David was on point, man. He had product knowledge. He knew everything about he knew everything about the Mercedes and the comparable vehicles. It was great. Tran was super low pressure and informative. Whatever they say, all right. Then the third step is the future. The future is where you have the customer create the call to action. All right. So from now on, moving forward, right in the future, what would you tell your family and friends to do when they need a luxury automobile? It's that simple, guys. They're gonna say, "Oh, go see Trent, go see Tran over at Mercedes-Benz." And where can they find me? Mercedes-Benz in Music City. Awesome, guys. That is an extremely powerful tool. When your customers trust you enough to go and make a video for you, and they want to help you with your mission of accomplishing whatever it is you want to accomplish, right? What do you think? What's happened to your career? Yeah, think about that for a moment. When you have customers making videos for you, posting them on social media, and you're connecting with their friends and family, and they trust you that much, where's your career headed? Yeah, the worry, the fear, the anxiety of am I going to make it this month goes away. You don't have to worry at that point anymore, guys. And it's not that difficult. I will say, it's a stretch. It will be a stretch of your comfort zone, probably the first couple times, but it will become easy after that. All right. All right. Last but not least, here's the deal. This is the contest. Tom, I'm gonna leave this up to Tom. All right. Here, man. Tom, actually, I'm not gonna put Tom on the spot. That's not fair. I'm gonna make the call on this. I want to continue this contest one more week. All right. So check this. Delivery photo contest. Guys, one more week. There's a lot of prizes on the line here. All right. So literally, Tom has committed for the Dream corporate headquarters a $200 gift card to the restaurant of your choice. And I'm going to personally help you. If you win this contest, I will help you design your Facebook business page. I'll help you create your own personal branding statement that identifies with your brand. And I will personally buy you your own website for 12 months. All right. Of course, we're not going to buy a premium domain, apple.com or something, right? So it's got to be an affordable domain, right? But I will buy that. That's on me. All right. I'm out of my pocket because I care about you guys and I want you to really adopt this e-selling because I know how it's a game changer for you and your business. So this is a lot of giveaways here, right? And here's how you can win. All right. Just the elements we talked about. All right here. They're all right here. Everything we talked about in your delivery photo, the elements, right? So how'd you meet the customer? What challenges or struggles did they face? You got to tell the story. So you get a point for each of those items. All right. So whoever gets the most points wins. We'll go one more week on this. Tom, is that okay on the gift card? I'm sure Tom's cool with that. We're going to go one more week and that's the deal. And all you have to do is post your, just like I shared, all you have to do is share your post, just like I shared all these into this group. Okay, guys. So when you make your post, your delivery photo, share that in the group. Just follow these parameters. The post is right here in the e-selling Facebook group. I did send out an email explaining this too to all you guys. So, and you can watch a video of me explaining it if you want, but bottom line, that's a lot of prizes, guys, that we're giving them to you. So let's see your delivery photo. And I think I'll give double points if someone does a video too. So if you get some delivery videos, double points, my friends. It's that simple. So guys, listen, as always, we're finishing right on time and I'm grateful and honored to be working with you guys in this capacity. And Tom, thanks for okaying that $200 gift card another week. So guys, next week, same time, that contest is over. Let's see those delivery photos. Let's make a memorable digital delivery and start leveraging that to fill your pipeline. The pipeline is your lifeline. I'm grateful for you guys very much. All right. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, hit that survey at the end of this. Let me know what else you'd want to see. And I'll share some video examples and I'll give you those scripts. That'll be in the e-selling group by tomorrow. Peace out, my dream friends. See you guys. I got to jump into another workshop here and that's why my alarm went off. Peace.